Welcome everybody to Abu Dhabi for the final round of the 2020 FIA Formula 2 season. A title decided between myself driving as Yuki Tsunoda, 23 points ahead of our main rival Nobuharu Matsushita. It has been a hard-fought season between the two of us, so before we head into qualifying, let's have a quick recap of everything that has happened so far this season and get set for what will be an exciting final round. And away we go immediately for the first round of the season. A lot of wheel spin off the line, not a great start for us, and we immediately are overtaken by Matsushita. Christian Lundgaard wins the opening race of the season, and we are going to win the Bahrain sprint race around the outside of Roy Nissany. A bit of a tap there, and we've gone too deep into this right-hander, and we're off the road. Felipe Drugovich is going to take his first race victory in Formula 2. Here's the onboard with PK. The car just launches into the air, so we need to re-overtake PK. We've spun though in the slippery conditions. After a few times trying, it's going to be Pedro Piquet who takes his first win in Formula 2. Here is the race winner, Felipe Drugovich. Continue to fight though. Samaya covers us off. We have to take avoiding action there as we head into turn 5. We run very wide here. Down the inside we go, but we've got a wheel spin and spun. It's a win nonetheless for Nobuharu Matsushita in the sprint race. And now Callum Ilott is down the inside as we head towards to back. It's going to be very tight. Bit of contact is inevitably made there, and Ticktum's alongside. He's tipped us into the wall and out of the race. Jay Daruvula takes the feature race win here in Monaco. And we go up the inside of Delatraz and Galeo and Nissany. This is 3 wide in Monaco. Pedro Piquet wins the sprint race here in Monaco. Bit of smoke coming out of one of the cars ahead. It might be Giotto or Sato. They were battling away. As Sato, what a disaster for the driving team. We can scare him off. We made contact. Into the wall we go. We just about hold on to the 8th position. Robert Schwartzman takes the race win. And now we're really slow heading towards this very awkward left-hander. Giotto tries to make the move to the outside. There's no space. Pedro Piquet has stolen this one at the last moment and has proven once again he is the king of Sundays here in Formula 2. And here on the run to the finish line, Delatraz might lose another position to Marcus Armstrong. We do eventually put enough pressure on Matsushita that he defends. We go round the outside, very late on the brakes there. Joe tries to go to the inside. We go for a dive on Samaya. He moves across in the braking zone. Contact is made towards the end of that race. Our front tyre blows up. It was a 96% tyre wear. This is though Sean Galeo, the Indonesian driver, has led a dominant race here in Austria, and he will win the feature race. What a drive. A sprint race victory here in Austria for Robert Schwartzman. But we've lost the car in a straight line there, and that's a spin, and that is not what we needed. Another one onto the penultimate lap of the race now, and we need to make another pit stop. That first pit stop we made was too early. It is Christian Lundgaard who takes the race victory. Luca Giotto, the Italian, who wins for High-Tech. Here comes Dan Ticktum, and he's going to win the feature race here in Hungary. Going to go for the move up the inside of Nobuharu Matsushita. A bit up on the curve, and we've spun around. That's a disaster. Matsushita has to hit the brakes. Here comes Nobuharu Matsushita to win the sprint race here in Hungary. Meanwhile, up ahead, Nobuharu Matsushita has done the job he needs to do, and he wins. And we should be able to make a move here to the inside. Daruvula defends, but we send one up the inside. We've hit the back of Sato. We're both spun around, but there's a car with a problem. It is Matsushita. He's got a problem. The car's smoking. He is out of the race. Lacey hits our front wing there on the exit, and Nissany's actually collected that piece, but as we understeer wide with that damage, Nissany cuts back and takes that 3rd position away from both of us. PK Sunday has done it again. Nobuharu Matsushita has done enough, and he is going to win the feature race here in Italy. Great drive through defense. Matsushita to the outside as Markelov has a big lose in the braking zone. Matsushita goes for a different place down the inside into Ascari, and he gets the move done. Great job. Marcus Armstrong with some robust defense is going to hold on to take the win here. We go to the inside of Felipe Drugovich, but we have to back out of it. We've been hit from behind though, and that's a spin through turn 2, holding up the field a bit there. They all file through, and the Markelov, here he comes around the final few corners. Felipe Drugovich wins the feature race here in Russia. A fantastic drive from him to dominate as we really pushed too hard through that corner, and a big slide, and that's going to cost us a whole bunch of time and positions. Here comes the race winner, Giuliano Alesi, brings it home for HWA Race Lab. Great result for him and the team. And now we head into the final qualifying session of the season, and perhaps the most important. These 4 points for pole position here will be crucial. But a quick note on that montage, surprising that we only have 1 win in a sprint race, no less, this season, and there have been 12 different winners from the 22 contenders. So It's been a very, very interesting season all throughout. So let's hope that the excitement continues in this final round, as there's been a few mistakes through the first sector of this lap. This might be the only lap we get. We are on the super soft compound for qualifying, and they really don't last too long. So if we don't get the second half of the lap together, we could be in trouble. But if we do, we still may have a chance at pole position. So heading into the last sector now. This is the most important part. This is what we need to string together if we want pole position, absolutely maximizing the track space there right out on the curb to see if we can gain those last couple of hundredths of a second to get pole position. Just 3 real corners to go left in the lap now, and we are getting much more dialed in to the circuit. 2 corners to go, and we go deep into the penultimate corner. It's going to cost us a bit of time as we run wide, but last corner, if we can get this right, we may just be able to get pole position. So where will this lap put us on the grid?
Fantastic. That was the fastest lap.
And it will be pole position for us in the Abu Dhabi feature race, with Matsushita down in 7th. But remember, he has been super quick these last few rounds, ever since Belgium, so anything can happen. Let's get into it.
It's race day for our young drivers here in the United Arab Emirates, where the Yas Marina circuit is about to play host to the Abu Dhabi Formula 2 race. Let's get started. Yas Marina circuit is a 3.4-mile racetrack built on the man-made Yas Island. In addition to the 21 corners, it features 2 very long straights. Now these will be the drivers' main overtaking chances today, into turn 8 and turn 11. I'm sitting here, quite emotional, next to my friend Davide Valsecchi. Here we are at the end of the F2 calendar, and the atmosphere is electric. I have no doubt that the drivers will be giving it everything they have out there today. I can't wait to get underway.
Hey Alex, you are absolutely right. It's a very special place. This is a track like no other, an event like no other, a jewel in the crown of Formula 2. It's perfect. I think we are in for a fantastic racing event here.
We are nearly ready for the start of today's race, but in the meantime, let's take a look at the grid. A fantastic effort from Yuki Tsunoda yesterday puts him on pole position, and Jack Aitken completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Mazepin, Schumacher, Pedro Piquet, and Sato, Matsushita, Giotto, Deruvala, Callum Ilott, Dragovic, Alesi, Daniel Ticktum, and Schwartzman, Armstrong, Nissani, Joe, and Louis Delatraz, Lungard, and Guilherme Samaya. Markelon and Sean Galeo completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So here we are on the grid for the final feature race of the season. Not a cloud in sight, yet the skies are still dark. A night race to finish off the season here in Formula 2. Surprisingly, the strategy is the soft tyres to the super soft, so starting with the harder of the 2 compounds. Very interesting, because everyone is doing that. That is usually reserved for the alternate strategy. If you want to try something different, you might try and gain some track position, but everyone doing it here in Abu Dhabi. So all the engineers deciding that that is the faster way to get to the end of the race, and I am not particularly comfortable going onto that strategy. It is always very tricky to for me to get used to the softer compounds. I've always been more comfortable on the harder compounds each weekend. It has happened over and over. I've never liked the softer compound, so I am not sure I want to do that. But then again, it is a huge risk to go against the strategy that the rest of the field is doing, so I'm really unsure of what to do. I'll switch the strategy for now, but yeah, I don't know what the right choice is. I do not really want to finish the race on the super soft compound, so we're gonna mess around with things a little bit more. But yeah, I just don't know what the right call is. It is really throwing a curveball at the start of this race, but I think what I'm going to do is go aggressive and go with the strategy I feel most comfortable with, and go against what everyone else is doing. And I'm going to start on the super softs, try and get away at the start of the race, hope that we do not get a safety car in the opening phases, because we need to pull away then. And once we get on the softer compound, it'll give us an undercut on everyone else who will be on their old soft tires while we are on our brand new ones. We just need to push and push through that phase of the race, and ideally the race will run green, and that will really suit our strategy. If there's a safety car, that will benefit everyone else.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
So here we are then, on the grid, ready to go to the 5 red lights. As soon as the grid queues up, we need a good start here. We should get one on the softer compound of tyres, so let's just hope we can manage that. Full focus on the first corner here as we go to the 5 red lights for the final feature race. And away we go for the feature race in Abu Dhabi, but it hasn't been a good start for us. And straight away, Jack Aitken is down the inside as we head towards the first corner. We try and fight it around the outside, but we just don't have the grip, strangely enough. And Aitken is through into the race lead, where it might be overtaken by another car. We managed to chop them off and hold on to second position, but that is not the start we need. We need to immediately overtake Jack Aitken if we want any chance of stretching away from the group behind, very close behind, through this next series of corners. We need a good exit here, trying to take a wider line, straighten up the exit here, get the power down in the slipstream of Jack Aitken. No DRS on the first lap of the race, but we may still be able to make a move by the time we get to the next corner. That traction helping us out as we sit in the slipstream now, as we have a little look to the inside. Jack Aitken has a cover. We go to the outside of Jack Aitken, aggressive dive, and we will just about make that move, albeit a little bit awkward on the outside line there, running wide though, but we will hold on to that position as Jack Aitken is quite slow on the traction there, and we do take the lead of the feature race here in Abu Dhabi. Now we need to put all our efforts into stretching away, push flat out in these opening phases. We don't need these tyres for too long in the grand scheme of things, so we just need to absolutely fly in these opening phases, as Aitken and Mazepin have been battling away side by side behind us. Mazepin has come out on top for the time being, and that is good for us. We need everyone to battle away behind us, hold up that entire queue, which includes Matsushita, and that will only be a benefit for us. So yeah, the more they battle, the better it is for us. But you can see, as I mentioned, not happy on these softer compound of tyres, and we're struggling for grip, strangely enough, and getting a fair amount of understeer. So yeah, we need to calm things down and get our act together, because we need to take advantage of being on the better tyres while we have that advantage in our favour. Perhaps they are already overheating. It's not out of the realms of possibility, but we'll see at a later point if that is the case. But we have survived the opening lap. We are in the lead, so things have gone our way so far. We just need to push as we run wide there, and not quite having the turn in I was quite expecting. I wonder if there's a bit of damage. I don't think so. I don't think we made any contact with Aitken, so yeah, I don't think that's the case, surely not. But yeah, it's a bit of a struggle at the moment. As you can see, we really do not have a good run through the hairpin. Mazepin with some slipstream here may be a threat to us, as we have a look at our tyre temperatures. They're not overheating, so that's not the case. Maybe they were a little bit underheated to a point, so maybe that was the problem. We may be able to get our act together now that the temperatures are heading into the window.
Okay, the safety car is out. The safety car is out.
Safety car is out, and that is for Callum Ilott, who retires with a mechanical failure in the UNI Virtuosi. Unfortunate for him, but also unfortunate for us, because as I mentioned before, we need green flag running for our tyre advantage throughout the opening half of this race to pay off. Otherwise, we are going to have problems in this one, and this isn't what we needed, but that is what we have to do. We have to painfully watch the entire field queue up behind us and get just free time and free grip effectively versus us, as our tyres are just wearing out.
Okay, the safety car is coming in this lap. We'll be pacing the field in sector 3. Make sure to respect the delta until the safety car is in the pit lane. And
the tyre wear obviously not quite as high on the safety car, but it's still they're just getting an advantage from this, and it's quite frustrating, but we can't do anything about it, so we might as well just get on with the job. I've noticed Jack Aitken has disappeared from the list in the top left, and someone else, PK, I think. So I'm not sure what's happened to them, but Matsushita now is up into the top 5, and a few have gone missing under that safety car. Maybe they made a pit stop, I'm not sure, but it was a very short safety car, so I don't even know if they would have had time. But anyway, we get underway once again, and we were almost immediately overtaken by Mazepin. We go back up the inside as we head into this middle sector chicane. We just about maintain that position, but Mazepin is being very, very aggressive on this restart, and trying to get an overtake done, but we are able to be equally as aggressive down the inside, making that position. But a huge slide through the final sector, and we just can those positions straight back. Mazepin and Schumacher straight past us as we run wide again, and that is well, apparently there's no issues with tyre wear. I beg to differ, Jeff, because we are really struggling at this point. The crossover point has well been reached now. Sato is trying to go to the outside. He's fighting for a podium in this one, so it's a great run for Marino Sato as he tries to go around the outside. We do manage to cover him off, as all three Japanese drivers in the field are all in a line here: Tsunoda, Sato and Matsushita. But we are the leader of those three at the moment. But I can't imagine that's going to stay for too long, because Sato had some great pace there. But we do have a little look up the inside of Schumacher, and we will just about squeeze through and get that position back. So we still have some grip in these tyres, but Mazepin is seeming pretty quick. So we'll see if we can chase him down, but I'm not entirely convinced. But meanwhile, behind us, Matsushita making the move around the outside of Marino Sato. He sticks the nose in through the right hander, gets the power down, and he will manage to take that position. He gets the DRS as well, and he is ahead of Marino Sato and up into 4th position. Meanwhile, it is time for us to come into the pits. We didn't have time or even the speed to chase down Mazepin as we go for another slide there into pit lane. But yeah, time for our stop. In we go for our soft compound tyres. Now, if there's a safety car around this time, it will benefit us because it is way too early for the rest of the field to go to the end. So a safety car now will be a huge benefit for us, but we'll see if that happens. Hopefully we can get our luck back that we missed out on at the start of this race, but we'll see as we were struggling for traction again on the exit while these tyres are still stone cold. This is going to be an interesting one. Let's see what we can do for the rest of this race. Meanwhile, up ahead, Matsushita going for the move on Mick Schumacher to the outside as they head towards the triple chicane. It's going to be tough for him to get the move done around the outside here. Schumacher's got the inside line, but Matsushita carries the speed. He's got the inside for the next corner. It's got the move done, and he is up into 2nd position. Great job by him, but that is not good news for us. But Christian Lundgaard does retire from the race with a mechanical failure. Will this bring out the safety car that we need to bring us back into contention? It does not look like it. A VSC is what happens, and that is not really going to benefit us at all. In fact, again, that is the opposite of what we want. Again, we've got a grip advantage at the moment over the rest of the field, and we cannot use it. But as we move on, after the VSC ends, it is time for the rest of the field to make their stops. Marino Sato, the first to do so, with a few others in the pit lane, but he was the highest in the queue to do so, and he is on to the super soft compound. So that is half the field done, and we are up ahead of all of them. But this is the interesting one. Mazepin and Matsushita both in for their stops, and they will both, of course, go on to the super soft compound. This will be interesting, though, where we re-emerge relative to them. It looks like we may just get ahead of Matsushita as we do overtake him there as he goes under the track. But where is Mazepin? I think he'll be ahead of us. He is miles ahead, so we're not going to have a chance to overtake the Russian in this race. He's got the major grip advantage now, and there is no way we can fight with him in this one. But Matsushita, he is behind us, so we may have a chance as we make a mistake there, and that may just allow Matsushita to go up the inside here as we run wide, and he does, and we don't have a chance to defend from him because a couple of mistakes have allowed him straight past. We're going to see if we can come back at him, but you can see the grip advantage that he has, and it'll be most apparent here in the final corner. We take an aggressive line over the curve to try and carry the speed, but it just doesn't work for us, and Matsushita has absolutely flown off the exit there. So great drive traction for him, but we will have one chance to come back at him, but that amounts. Now we've run into the back of him there mid-corner, and that is the grip advantage that he has to be able to slam on the brakes harder, and that has not ended well for us. We just misjudged that. Matsushita not really doing anything wrong there, just with the grip advantage, he is able to brake harder than us, and we just ran into the back of him as we just can't slow down as efficiently. So that's really frustrating, and now we've got damage to contend with for the rest of this race. And you can see the understeer kicking in already looking behind to see where the rest of the field is. We do have a bit of a gap to the rest of the queue. Mick Schumacher is the next in line, so hopefully we can hold them behind and still maintain this position, which if things finish as they are, we will win the championship in this race. But it's very hard to see that happening. You look at the understeer through that right-hander, it is absolutely horrendous. We take the inside line here to try and defend, but Schumacher just drives around the outside, and we just can't fight back from that. How are we supposed to compete with cars with complete front wings and softer, fresher tyres? It just is simply not possible. Here comes Sato as he has a look to the inside line as we head towards the chicane, and it's going to be tough again for us to fight back. We're going to try and hold the outside line, but he just drives straight past, and again, we just don't have the option to fight with these people. They just have so much extra traction, and they're in evidence once again. We just completely get driven past by Luca Giotto in the other high-tech, and now that is our teammate down the inside, so he's not doing us any favors either. So yeah, it's really all gone down the drain, and there is a big queue of cars lining up for an overtake behind us. So that is potentially the end of our shot at any meaningful points in this race. Hopefully we can hang on to reverse grid pole, but that is Lacey going up the inside into the final corner, and this is for I think 7th and 8th position, so we've almost dropped out of reverse grid pole range. We do manage to hold off Lacey as we take the inside line here. Lacey gonna drive around the outside though, and he will take that position. We're down into 8th. We cannot drop another position, or things will get very, very difficult for us, especially with Matsushita doing so well, and he is currently chasing down and closing the gap to Nikita Mazepin in the lead. The big slide on the exit there for us, and that's more positions down the drain. We're dropped out of the points basically. We're down into 10th, and now officially down into 11th and out of the points. We may have a chance of coming back at Dan Ticknam as we have the inside line. He has a little move there, I reckon, but we do manage to stay clear of him, not making any more contact in this race, and we do get that move done and back up into 10th position. This 1 point could be crucial, but Ticknam coming back around the outside. We'll see if we can do the same thing once again. He's further ahead this time, and we just can't compete under brakes. We have a little look to the outside, but even getting a better line, we just can't do anything through this section of the track, and Ticknam is through. We move on to the final lap, and we've sort of adapted to driving with a bit of damage and picked up our pace a little bit, and we're managing to hold off the next group of cars behind us, so that's no issue. But what is the distance between Matsushita and Nikita Mazepin at this point in time, because he is right behind him, but he's already missed the last opportunity to overtake at the end of the second straight. They're in the final sector now, so Nikita Mazepin is going to hold on to take the win here in the feature race in Abu Dhabi. Great drive from him, but it's not over for us as we head towards the triple chicane. Marcus Armstrong down the inside as we head into the left hand to give him a big squeeze on the apex. Over the curves he goes, and we have to do a bit of the same, but we do manage to hold him off and maintain our 11th position in this one. So that is the last bit of major defense we're going to need to do here in this feature race. We will be able to hold off Marcus Armstrong for this 11th position as the fireworks begin for Nikita Mazepin as he has crossed the line to win. It's going to be a lowly 11th place for us, but with some robust defense, bit of revenge on Armstrong for what happened in Italy. But yeah, after all of that, it's going to be 11th position for us, but it could have been much, much worse, and it sets up a pretty exciting finale in the sprint race.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Let's hope we don't crash in the sprint race. Samaya, driver of the day.
So after a day of mixed fortunes up and down the field, we bring today's race to a close. Tell me, Davide, what was the key to this success?
The safety car made a big difference today, there's no doubt about it. I can't be certain, but it would have been a very different race and probably podium too without it. What I do know is that they came out of that situation in a favorable position. The safety car really does alter the balance of the race.
Here come our winning drivers then, out onto the podium at the end of a thrilling race. The drama and excitement are over, and it's time to let it all sink in. Congratulations to our top three today.
So Nikita Mazepin wins here in Abu Dhabi. The feature race goes his way. Matsushita just short in second position, but keeps his title hopes alive with Mick Schumacher in third.
After this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. The gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race for our championship leader. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
Alex, I'm going to go for Nikita Mazepin. The Russian driver was amazing in the overtakes.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Teams Championship. MP Motorsport move to the top of the table. Goodbye for now then, but we really are just getting started. Make sure you join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Alright, what did I say? You can never ever count out Matsushita charging through the field up to second position today, and a small mistake from us sent us tumbling down the order. So we're now heading into the final race. It is just 7 points separating us and Matsushita. He'll be starting from 7th, he will need to gain positions once again in the sprint race if he wants a chance at the title. Of course, the odds are still probably in our favour, but you know, it's going to be very tricky to tell either way. But yeah, it's going to be hard for either of us. He's obviously got the better grid position, but he's going to need to overtake at least 2-3 cars if he wants a chance, and he'll probably need the fastest lap as well, because of course I would expect we'll be able to move forwards in the sprint race and get through the traffic, but you never know. It's anyone's game in Formula 2, so yeah, we'll see what we can do, but yeah, I think we've got this. That's, you know, my feeling is that we'll be able to do the job in the sprint race, but yeah, Matsushita has been so quick, and he proved it once again in that race. Not really being assisted by you know, too many variables. There wasn't really any DNFs ahead of him, or he didn't overtake anyone on strategy. He was just able to get through the field very efficiently and find his way up from 7th up into 2nd. So yeah, that is really concerning that he had so much pace, but that is that's the challenge that we face heading into this final race, the sprint race. So that's enough babbling. Let's get into it.
And we're back. After yesterday's feature race, the top 8 drivers have been reversed on the grid, setting up some exciting action as we launch into today's event, the sprint race. In the commentary box for the big race today, I'm Alex Jakes, and joining me once again, it's Davide Valsecchi. Davide, as well as being the 2012 GP2 champion, you also have experience as a test driver in F1. What would you say are the biggest differences for people fresh to the world of F2?
Well, Alex, I think it's an exciting time in Formula 2 right now. For spectators, a lot of excitement comes from all the drivers being in the same car. That puts the emphasis on driver skills, meaning lots of overtakes, which means exciting race for us.
So here we are on the grid then for the final time this season. starting from 11th position. Matsushita will be starting out of the 7th grid box. Cladding conditions, no rain to be concerned about, no stops in the sprint race, so let's just get ready to go to the 5 red lights. We need to make sure that we have no more than one car between ourselves and Matsushita by the time we greet the checkered flag. Wheel spin for Robert Schwartzman off the start line, but a decent start for him, an okay one for us. We're going to see if we can get around the outside of Dan Ticktum into the first corner. We do get alongside, but we can't quite make the move. We're going to see if we can stay there as we head through turn 2 to give us the inside for turn 3, but we just can't get the nose in, and Ticktum holds on to 10th position. We stay down in 11th where we start. To Schwartzman has actually made some spots though as we go down the inside of Ticktum and Mazepin, and we will just about get those positions as we try to avoid the back of Robert Schwartzman. But we've made a decent start as we still battle away with Nikita Mazepin. A slide on the exit though, and that's going to affect our speed all the way down the straight. But we do actually still get a good enough exit to stay ahead of Mazepin and Ticktum, who will now battle side by side. Here's a replay of that exit from the hairpin. A huge slide, but I think we may have disturbed Mazepin a little bit there. But as we continue on, they both have good run. Mazepin and Ticktum might go to either side here. We are late on the brakes though, as we have to take avoiding action of Robert Schwartzman there, but thankfully we don't make any contact and we continue on our way. But we cannot afford to make the same mistakes we did last time. We can't afford to go drilling into the back of any of the other drivers here, because that will ruin our championship. If Matsushita has any good pace, another one, we just about avoid contact again with Schwartzman. We need to chill out on the brakes clearly, because that's the second time in as many braking zones that we've almost smashed the back of Schwartzman. But anyway, a quick look at how things stand. We are currently in a good enough position because Matsushita is not scoring 7 points or more at this current time. So things are going okay, but Matsushita will no doubt find his way through the field, and we need to be prepared for that as we battle away with Nikita Mazepin after a bad exit out of the hairpin. Mazepin is through. We go up the inside though as we head into the chicane, and we will just about squeeze through. Mazepin still on the right hand side. We've got to leave him the space, but with the outside line here, the more flowing run, we will get the exit. And as we, whoa, that's another near miss with Robert Schwartzman as we go completely off circuit this time. That was just missing the braking zone there. And as we rejoin very cautiously, Mazepin and Ticktum both get back past us. So we're back to square one, back to where we started this race. But we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can get back up the inside of Dan Ticktum into the hairpin. A little look up the inside, and we will get that position, run him out of road a little bit there, but that's fine. And we are ahead of Dan Ticktum, back up into the top 10 now. Having a look up the inside of Mazepin, we just about get the nose in there, and we do get through on the Russian and back up into the position we were in before that mistake. But as we have a look at that replay, we were very tight on the apex as Mazepin actually moved across in the braking zone there, but we did kind of anticipate that. He is on board looking back from Robert Schwartzman later in the race as we send it over the curve there, trying to carry the speed. We get a little bit disturbed on the exit though, we weren't able to get the run, but on the next lap we will get a good run as we head down the inside. Robert Schwartzman moving in the braking zone as well, as we almost drew the back of Sato. That was almost giving me horrible flashbacks of Spa when we did that, and sent us both into a spin. Thankfully this time we did not tag the back of Marino Sato, and we can make a move down the inside into this same chicane, nice and easy, a little bit deep into the corner, but no major issue. We are through on Marino Sato, but he actually has a good exit here as we were very tight on the second half, and he may actually go for a move here to the inside line. He goes, and we're going to be side by side, but Sato is going to get the position. We're going to see if we can fight back down the inside. No, we're not going to take any big risks, because now Schwartzman's around the outside, and we're really on the back foot here. But thankfully the next few corners are left-handers. We're able to carry the speed as we do run a little bit wide, but we do maintain the position ahead of Robert Schwartzman for the time being. But yeah, we're currently in position to beat Matsushita in the championship, so that is going well as we sail past Marino Sato, very tight on the inside line there, on board with Sato now as he is trying to stay on the inside, but we did not leave him much space there. But that sends us out wide over the curve. It's affected our exit, and Sato is still not giving up. He's going to go to the outside line here and he's going to get ahead. We'll see if we can outbrake him on the inside line. We are on the more ideal line for this section of corners, I think, and we will maintain the position ahead of Marino Sato this time. Finally, we get that move done. But meanwhile, up ahead, Matsushita is putting pressure on Daruvula. He's already past Mick Schumacher, and now putting pressure on our teammate. But thankfully, Daruvula is holding him off, but it might not last forever as Matsushita goes to the outside on the very next lap, gets the nose in, and he's going to force his way through, and he'll get the position. Good driving there by Matsushita, and he is now in position to win the championship if he can get the fastest lap. But thankfully for us, that fastest lap will go our way, so that is in favor of us at the moment. But unfortunately, the next segment of the recording did not work for some reason. It recorded for about 0.03 of a second, like one frame, and yeah, for some reason it didn't record the end of the race, which is really unfortunate. Of all the times that could have happened, had to be in the season finale. So all I caught on the recording was the next part, which is the end of the highlights. So yeah, that was a very anticlimactic way of ending the championship, but yeah, we won. I feel like this is really anticlimactic, but I can't do anything about it. I didn't yeah, I don't have the files. I don't have the any images of the cars. The celebrating, the crossing the finish line. All of that was, I don't even know if it was corrupted or the recording just didn't happen properly. I don't know exactly what happened, but really frustrating that happened. Anyway, this is all I got. We get the trophy from Codemasters for winning the championship. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Xbox, why did you do this to me? Why did the recording not work? Oh well, anyway, there's the trophy. But yeah, that ended very suddenly, so not much else left to say, so other than thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought. Feel free to give me some feedback, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. Why did this have to happen in the final episode?